Got an hour?
I gotta get seated right.
I remember over Lake Junior High.
Good, Jenna.
You and Jim always said, if you're going to get your feet like you're going to walk away and then turn around.
Just don't get my side view because of my chin.
I did
That'll happen every now and then. I didn't say it. Yeah.
Look, I seriously thought she would make a fool of herself in front of the camera.
I think Jack is really
Jenna, say hi. No highs?
She may be sad, but she'll still leave.
I didn't either. Well, that's because you're building up. You wanted a big. There was a big star. The media.
Oh, yeah.
So everybody just.
Excuse me. Could I have your attention for just a second?
You bet.
Stop rolling. We're going to take about a 10-minute break, and then we can come back and have our stories of the dark side. About 10 minutes. If you want to get stretched leg.
Dinner.
Don't go home, though.
Dinner.
We'll stand sideways.
No. No. That's cold.
You ever watch that? Oh, yeah. Every now and then.
I wasn't doing anything bizarre. I know. So see, there was no reason.
Hey.
That's okay. You give me it.
Seats. All in sections, so he invited me in. Skip.
What fascinated me the most about them was when we got together and visited stories that they had as far as where they've been through the Depression, through the years up till now, where they lived, the jobs they had, and it always came right down to the fact that Bernard was always into some type of sale, always, you know, and that was very motivational to me. And the thing that was very encouraging also to me, the whole idea was they always found a way to make ends meet. They've gone through a lot of tough times, you know, and around today, and I'll tell you, that's the 60 years of marriage is an inspiration to Bev and I wish you another 60 years, okay? And as far as other things, I do have one thing I'd like to do for you, if you permit me to. I want to dedicate a song to you. If that would be all right. All right? Just bear with me. And I'm trying to find my pick. Let's do it.
Some more, can you?
All right. I have a dollar bill all the time. I'm off the rack. But I do recall the time I said with Lenny, I said, you know, you've had a lot of years together, and through the good and the bad. What were maybe something that stuck out in your mind overall? And she said, you know, there's only two things in my lifetime that I've had problems with. And I said, what were they? She said, the fire in my fireplace, in our fireplace, and my husband. I said, what do you mean? She said, well, whenever I was watching one of them, the other one went out. And Bernard, he's in a sale. He's always on the go. Okay, so I can relate to that. All right? As usual, I'll be working when you read the morning paper at home. What I'd give to be home so I could see my darling's face light up when she sees her picture in the paper and a message underneath to her from me. Our hometown to see a woman who consistently has been the sweetest sweetheart of the year. Consistently has been the sweetest sweetheart of the year. Lenny, you have been the sweetest sweetheart of the year. Happy anniversary table over here, the son and daughter, they can say anything that, a memorable time that stuck out in their minds, either when they're growing up or at this time in their lives, that they can remember. It might bring back some memories, and I'm sure your folks would know that for sure. You know, it reminds me of something like this is your life. That it is, okay? So who would like to start over here? Okay, Lynn? Try to take a turn.
This dad thought we would never bring their bra. Well, I didn't wear a bra, but I wanted mine done. And when they used to raise the boys, the dad would raise, he'd say, well, you're a girl. You can't raise. But I showed him I prefer my bra.
Yeah, I'll tell a story that relates to Mom. This is way back when we lived on White Oak Drive in Atlanta, just outside of Atlanta, when I discovered Mother had psychic abilities. One time I attempted to open a can of paint with an axe, and I was trying to pry the lid up, and I couldn't get it to come out. And so I got frustrated, and I hit the can of paint with the axe, and the paint shot up my clothes. I went through the back door trying to figure a way to get to my room to get cleaned up without Mother finding out. And I stuck my head around the door. Mother said, I said, I'm home, Mom. She said, step out here, I can see you. Now, the horse on earth would never possess her sin.
I couldn't believe my eyes. I'm sorry.
Several things. The first one, about a year and a half ago, I remember Dan and I were at our church. We had this class, and some of the people were about our age. They were talking about when they're growing up, you know, problems they had with their parents and whether they loved them or not. And all this. And I got up and I told them, you know, it's too bad everybody here has had such tough times growing up. I said, I had great parents. You know, I mean, it kind of shut everybody up. But the one thing, one story I related here that I remember real well was my brother Jim. He and I were probably about 10 or something like that. And he and I, we got in this little beef. In fact, I told us a story earlier. He and I, we got in this little beef. And it was in this little bitty hallway. It's only about here to here, there to there. Because it's the front door. And I keep running around with a switch and said, you two quit fighting. And I remember it was probably the last time I ever got a spanking. And I started swinging that switch, and I would push my brother Jim in front of me so he'd get it, and he'd push me in front of her, in front of him. And finally, we both started laughing so hard, 4 Mile walked off. There is one other story. That has to do with Alan. A while back, Alan went to school, or he came home without his coat. He went out without his coat. It was freezing out. And I started to open my mouth and say, Alan, how could you do a dumb thing like that? And then I remembered, now let's walk through 3 feet of snow on the whole school, crying, freezing. And Ma said, how could you forget your coat? I didn't say a word, Alan. I just...
But I need some help.
I'll give another story is that she always remembers when after a hopeful work, that she was always went and played outside with the kids and outside or whatever. And tired and then when he was playing with the kids, Grandma was always cooking dinner. I think we all remember that. think of something funny, so. And, I always remember how much Papa used to go to the dump?
Oh, yeah.
That's right. I remember starting back when he had the green and black paddle truck. And Joey, the old Joe the dog, thought he was going to the dump. I'd go out and sit and dress up. And my grandma, I always used to remember that when we drove to the house, we always let her do what she had to do. No matter how full we were. She always said plum, or something in the refrigerator. She was always cooking. Or either folding bag.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember making stew. Friday night.
Well, I don't have any, just one special memory. All my memories of them are special because they have always treated me like their own. And if I hadn't had the mother that I had, I would have lived here. The first people I've ever known, and I love you.
I guess this like for Papa, it's always going on. Like whenever I go over there, he always takes me for a walk with him, like to like the drugstore or the park. He tell me about like things that he did when he was in the army, and about how one time he was just he was walking down the sidewalk and someone was coming up from behind him with a stick, and he, right as they went to hit him with it, he grabbed him and flipped him over his back, and I guess they were kind of surprised. And then her grandma was always, whenever I go over there, she always, no matter what I had to say, if it was kind of dumb or whatever, she'd always sit there and listen to me. She'd always have everybody scoot over so I could sit down on the couch by her.
Want to go to that table over there? Where wants to go first?
Well, I sat, thought, kept asking him, telling him things. I tell a lot of things, a lot of memories, but one that really sticks out in my head was one day over on 38th Avenue. I remember as real little, I was probably about 4 or 5 years old, and I spilled a cup of coffee on her coffee table. And I remember I got in a lot of trouble from that from my parents. And Grandma looked at them both and told them both, well, I'm in their house. If I do something wrong, then she shall scold me. And I did. And I was so happy. I can't believe this one, my parents get in trouble. But I was really happy about that. Anytime I go over to my grandparents' house, I can just think about all the time, all the stories of your guys' life. Sitting down with Grandma and talking about the Civil War. I could do that forever, and I love you both, and I'll remember you forever.
Yeah, I had a hard time thinking of something to say also. But one thing came into my mind almost immediately is the fact that the only time I ever saw Papa mad was only once, and it was directed right at me. So I remember the house on 38 down in the basement, and the water tank heated by the gas, and I was down there by myself, and I found the pipe wrench, and I shut the gas off. And the whole day, Grandma could not figure out what was wrong with the hot water. The water was all cold. When Papa got home, he went down and found it. I I later admitted to it. They say Papa was very bad, but Grandma was right there to cover. But once again, I had a real hard time thinking of things too. There's so many memories. I'll just give a few little brief memories that I can remember. One thing was the basement. The basement down on 38. Back when I was growing up, it was like a wonder world to me. Every time I'd go over to visit, the first thing I did was ran downstairs. So that, I mean, there was always things down in boxes, big empty boxes and all kinds of stuff under there, and it was just always a fun place to go. And I remember Grandma's sewing machine. I always think of this rat-a-tat. It's always all the time. And they go.
Brought it back was, I don't know if it's been about a year ago or so. Grandma said that Rachel was going to be coming over to spend the night, and I was really jealous. Because that was so nice. I mean, to go back to those days and to go back over and spend the night with Papa and Grandma. I mean, that's no troubles, no problems. I remember one time in particular, it was winter, and Patty and I were over there, and we were shut in Grandma's room, and Grandma didn't really know what we were doing, and we were standing on her bed, talking to the boy next door for hours and hours, and we had the window open, and I mean, Grandma's room was like a refrigerator. And Grandma came in there, and we'd been doing it for hours. And Grandma just couldn't believe how cold the room was. And I got so sick. I mean, I lost my voice. I was so deathly ill. But I mean, those were the best times. They were truly the best times ever, just to get to go over there and spend the night. And I always remember, too, Papa, all the father and daughter things. Anything at school, Papa was always the one right there. All the time. And I slept very, very much.
Okay, I'll go. Well, I also remember going over and spending the night, and I guess the times that I think about most are New Year's Eve, because you had a color TV, and then we could watch the parades in the morning. And I'll always remember Grandma going out front and shooting the 38. And also the orange sticks that you always had, those little silver orange sticks, you always had a million of them, the little wafer cookies in the same old cookie jar that she still has. And and then, as far as Papa, I remember our trip to New York when we all drove out to New York. And I was telling Grandma about this the other day. We had like chocolate wafer cookies and pretzels. And Papa would have a cookie, and then he'd say, well, I got to get the sweet out of my mouth, so I'll have a pretzel. And he'd say, well, and now it's all salty, so And then also, everybody went to see the Tonight Show being taped. And they felt that that was like really way too mature, for me because of the strong language and everything. So Papa took me for a ride on the subway in New York as an alternative to Johnny Carson's I think that's what I had something else, but I forgot what it was. I love you both very, very much.
You looking at me? I'm not going to be as brave as Ken. I'm not going to date myself back to when I came into this family. No, I mean, I've never had a set of two grandparents on either side. My dad's side and my mom's side. I've always been missing one. And it seems like when I came into this family, why, I had a new set. And you two have been probably better than grandparents than I would have had in my side of the family. I appreciate it and thank you both. Love you both. Wish you all the best in the world.
Me? Oh boy, thinking back about
really hard to remember one or two things because you guys don't realize how much fun it was in your basement. We would play under the table, and I nearly cut my leg with a tile knife, or George had X-Acto knives out, we had things all over the place, lots of things to get into. But I think if I had one thing to say, and it's because of you, it's pretty much common knowledge that Judy, Bobby, Nancy, Beth, and myself grew up without a father figure around steadily. They were there, but they were but I think we got a lot more out of it that we had 4 men in our lives that made an awfully strong influence on us. Papa, I wish I had a nickel for every time we made a father and daughter dinner. You were always there. Bernie, you don't realize that there are, every race I run, I remember you coming up to the hospital and saying, hang in there, baby. And Jim could throw the meanest wiffle ball. And George, I remember George at 12, he sat me down and he said, let me tell you about women. There in the rocker, always rocking. On his knee. He said, let me tell you, hey, don't smoke. And always carry yourself well. I don't think you guys realize what an influence you were in our lives. And the other thing, Papa, at this time, I have to admit, I was the one who spilled the graphite all over your nails. And I have to tell you, it was one of those deals, I was under the table, and it was such neat silver stuff, and it just kept coming out, and all over my grandfather's toolbox. And I was the one who did it. But I have to tell you, you don't realize the memories we have of your house and growing up. And it was so much fun growing up with all these cousins. We always had somebody to play with, always. And I love you both very much.
Okay, I have an excuse. I've been busy. I've been busy saying this stuff, so I had to write a little idea. For me, it's food for some reason, but Grandma with grits with gula butter. You know, anytime you spend the night, it's grits. Next day, always. Grandma's pork flocks and pansies and petunias every spring. This is 38, of course. Papa downstairs with his desk, and all I ever heard Mom say was, poor Daddy with no coffee money. I left the quarter in his top drawer one time because I just felt so bad. No coffee. And how many remember Grandma's snake, Percy? Remember that? He had a bad ending with Mom. And how about these two bought the nice thoroughbred, purebred German Shepherd guard dog, floppy ears. Yeah, right? Papa's white panel truck with no seat in the other side. Upside down bucket. Grandma's cookie jar is never empty. And still to this day, it's never been empty. I even check on that on purpose. Have you noticed that? Okay, Grandma's cakes with fudge frosting and her white cake with cherries dripping down and oranges. I don't know why it took the recipe so much, but it did. Papa's tool chest, I mean, it's just a mystery. What's down at the bottom? Besides her stuff. It's just really a mystery. Papa in his Denver burglar alarm uniform. Picture that vividly. All our cousins making dirt in the backyard, mud pies every summer and squishing at their toes. And remember, stay away from the Dazooties. Okay, my uncles on 4th of July. How many pop bottle rockets can they take together? So I just, happy for anniversary too. Papa walked me down my aisle 14 years ago because he's the
Call to remind him to chew.
Well, I'm sure there's a few people in this room that are looking around here saying, who the hell is that guy? Me. There's the person right there. I don't have a lot of fond memories, obviously, because I haven't been around a lot. But I do have to say that I must have married the tomboy of the family, because all the guys over here, they're all impressed with the basement and everything that goes on. That's all I've heard from my wife. I'm sorry that I missed it, because we had our own basement, but I don't think it would hold a candle to that. I remember the first time that Patty took me over to meet you both, and of course I was a little bit nervous several years ago. You meet somebody's grandparents for the first time. And I was there for about 5 minutes, and all of a sudden, I knew I was in like Flynn, because my father had a DBA burglar alarm in his drugstore, and so all of a sudden I was saved. You are a couple of the greatest people that I've met. And I don't know how you kept track of 60 years, because Patty wandered in not too long ago and said, "Do we have an anniversary?" I said, "Oh yeah, I think we did, now that you mention it." She was about 10 days late. That got me off the hook. But it's important to be here. And thank you.
Bobby and Nancy, did you want to?
Yeah.
Oh, I got one more. Oh, another story?
Yeah.
Oh, Jay.
Well, mother is the one who run my bra.
Oh, like livery, if there was such a country. Guess what I probably remember most is when I was about 5 years old. Papa gave me my first director set, and I had a lot of fun with that. I got in trouble quite a bit with it. Trying to wire bombs brushes up. And I guess Grandma, like Mike said, she'd always listen if there was anything, if I really wanted. So, I guess it's not happening.
Then take video.
Oh, that's right, on the panel track. Yep.
This guy come running over. I saw the whole thing, that guy driving like me here. You got that way.
You'll remember that move. Oh, the anniversary song.
Both cars sound
Oh, you have to get your other class out there, Mom.
and they're clean, I watched them. That's why it's wrapped in paper towel, because I didn't know how clean paper was. sparkling white grape juice.
We're gonna let Bernie propose a toast here.
Way back.
Lauren Green.
Oh, you need that. He thinks he's a job.
Yeah.
That's Bob.
Lauren Green. He said no.
No, Bob. Bob, well,
Jim Davis, famous
Jim.
railroad.
Like that?
I said Spencer Tracy. That's Oh, yeah, I know. Father knows best. Who played Father knows best? Robert Young. Father knows best.
Yes, he is. Oh, something's
Gets there fast. Who else had a player Father knows? Michael Jordan. Now, no. This probably Four sided. You shoot that over my head?
Did you hook it up to the PC and then you download it onto like a
Okay, we'll raise our glasses to Mother and Dad. For 60 beautiful years, and may you have many more. God bless you both.
You get a cupcake, remember doing that 60 years ago? Okay, I'll get to do a traditional cut, just go ahead and both of you put your hands on the cake. Both of you put your hands on the knife and just take a cut.
There you go.
Now, would you like to see us give each other a little bite?
Yeah.
That sounds great. That's how you do it. Okay. Make it a little smaller. There, and you can have the other. You take that piece right there.
There we go. Yeah, Mom, you got it.
Come on, Grandma, open wide.
Okay.
They don't have to stand underneath the cake, do they?
No.
Okay. You want to sit down, though?
Take more than 10 books. That's right. But we have a wonderful family and we're proud of it.